Hello everyone. I welcome you all to ATM Creations. Let's begin with today's challenge. In this video, I would like to discuss few aspects of negative thinking, negative people. There are a few people who tell me that, Radha, what shall I do? Unconsciously, I have entertained negative people in my life. Whatever the kind of negativities that has happened in my life, it is my part in making those negativities happen is also there. So, what can I do? And I'm feeling so guilty about it. And they say it is my mistake too. So since I made mistake as well, I'm feeling so guilty. So what can I do? If any of you watching this video have the same question too, my response would be, making mistakes makes you human. It is okay to make mistakes as long as you learn from the mistakes and not repeat it again. There is a saying, to err is human. You are more human by making mistakes. That doesn't mean I want to be human, so you keep on making mistakes. That's not what I'm trying to say. Sometimes, knowingly or unknowingly, we make mistakes, and that's fine. There's nothing to feel guilty about it. Who doesn't make mistakes? Every single human being at one point of the time or the other, we all make mistakes. So my personal experience of making mistake is only when you think about, oh my God, this is a mistake I did. If I had not done that, I might have done this. So my situation would have turned so positive. Now it is negative. Now it is not as positive as it could have been. So these kind of chain of thoughts makes you feel more guilty. I have also made a lot of mistakes, and I have learned from those mistakes. I never repeated those mistakes. Of course, those memory about make the mistakes that you made doesn't go completely out of your life, but what I do is to fill my mind with constant positivity so that the feeling of guilty or the feeling of making mistakes, that is negative feelings basically, doesn't bother you. So instead of thinking about what mistakes you did in the past, why don't you start thinking about what right things you can do now and in the future to make your life more fun filled and fulfilled as well? When I talk about it, maybe it sounds like a very difficult task, but trust me, it is not difficult. You are just one decision away from changing your guilty feeling to something positive. So once you decide to learn from your mistakes and not repeat it ever again in your life, the first thing that you need to do is to walk away from all drama and people who create those dramas. I'm sure you all understand what am I talking about. I repeat, once you decide to fill your life with only positive things, the first thing that you need to do is walk away from all the dramas that's happening around and walk away from people who create that drama as well. As much as possible, surround yourself with people who will make you smile and love the people who treat you right and pray for the ones who do not treat you right. Psychologically, people who are so hard on you are actually hard on themselves. So, which is why I'm saying love the people who treat you right and pray for the ones who don't. I think couple of months ago, there was a lady who came to me for consultation. She said, I'm feeling so irritated and frustrated all the time. Sometimes I'm feeling angry for no reason. After the anger episode is over, when I think about why I was angry, when she thinks about why she was angry, it is always because of a person who is in her life. We had a deep discussion. I always, whenever people come to me for consultation, the first thing I do is to allow them to talk. The reason is when I allow them to talk, they feel heard and they feel more light. And only then, when I say something, they would be in a mode of listening. Otherwise, they won't be in a listening mode at all. So I always allow people to talk. And she spoke for about an hour and a half. And then I asked, okay, I completely understand all your situations. Now I have few questions, so please answer those questions. I'm going to ask you one by one. And one of those questions were, do you have children? Until then, for the last 1.5 hours, when I was talking to her, I was also observing her facial expressions, the way she talks, her emotions behind whatever she was saying. I was observing all of that. And the moment I asked about her children, everything changed from totally negative to completely positive. I observed she was very happy and she felt grateful, totally positive. And I asked her, "Tell me, you love your children so much?" And then she said, "Obviously." And how about your children? Would they also love me so much, Radha? And what I suggested her was to feel grateful for what she had and feel grateful for the negative relationship that is there in her life at the moment. There are a few things which I cannot share in this video about that consultation, so I'm not doing that. But ultimately, I suggested few gratitude practices for relationships, and she followed it only for 30 days. And then she called me and says, Radha, everything is so amazing in my life right now. I said, that's good. She continues to be my client for coaching. So, the point that I'm trying to make here is instead of dwelling on the past, be in the present. That's number one. And instead of dwelling about the relationships which are negative, if you decide to find positivity, you will be able to find. So, find positivity in the relationships that you have at the moment. So, this will help you in attracting right relationships, or this will also help you in changing the negative to positive. And then there are few people who come to me for consultation with a situation where one of their loved ones would have passed away. That's a kind of PTSD, which means post traumatic stress disorder. So they would be going through PTSD. When I'm talking to them, I would be in a listening mode initially. And then when I'm talking to them, I would talk in a way it doesn't hurt them. But based on handling such people, what I have understood is dwelling on the past is in no way going to help you. And that too, dwelling on the past on which you have absolutely no control. Let's say, for an example, I lost my child, I lost my dad as well. Of course, that is definitely something that is very sad and negative. It's not a positive incident. But do I have control over that situation anymore? No. So, what I need to do is instead of dwelling on the things that I cannot change, I should focus on the things that I can. What happens is when you dwell on things that cannot be changed, your mind will lose its ability to function properly. Okay, what will happen when your mind loses its ability to function properly? You won't be able to focus on things you really want to focus. And if you are facing any problem, you may be struggling to figure out the solution. And there are a lot of other negative side effects because of dwelling in the past. Dwelling in the past in which you do not have any control over. So, based on my experience, being in the past, thinking about things you can't change, will only worsen your current situation and future. Instead, be in the present and work on your future. I think I'm talking about too many things at the same time. But I'm just telling you in the order how it comes to my mind. There is no specific order that I'm following. Whatever that comes to my mind, and when I say if that would make sense to at least few people, then yes, my mission is achieved. Basically, my interest is to create positive impact in the minds of people. And those who are watching this video, do let me know in the comments if the video, I mean the art and the message is creating any kind of positive impact in your minds. If I know that it is creating positive impact, I would definitely be happy. No, I forgot to say one more thing. When people do come to me for consultation, they say, Radha, I am literally sacrificing all my own happiness and I am prioritizing everybody else's happiness, but people are still finding fault in me, Radha. What can I do? I said, very simple. Focus on your own happiness first. Rather, when I am focusing on others' happiness itself, they are finding fault. If I am going to focus on my own happiness, no, that's all. People will find more fault in me. I said, no, things will reverse. So, the person who came for a consultation could not understand what I'm trying to say. And then I explain my perspective. When you focus on your own happiness, you would definitely be happy within, right? And once you feel happy, then you focus on others' happiness. In that case, the way you do things to make others happy will completely differ. You would be more interested, genuinely interested in making others happy. And then this girl asked, what is the difference? I'm anyway making others happy. No, what is the difference between earlier and now? He said, earlier you didn't focus on your own happiness, so internally you were unhappy. When you do things for others while you are feeling happy or unhappy, makes a lot of difference. That is the only difference. So focus on your own happiness first. You will be extremely happy within. Then focus on others' happiness. I always tell people who come to me for consultation, focus on yourself, focus on your goals, focus on your physical health, focus on your mental health, your happiness, your bucket list. Focus on you first. If you don't do it for yourself, nobody else is going to do it for you. Nobody else, not even God. And then people are not even God. I said, no. Only when you start focusing on your happiness and take some action for your own happiness, how will you let God know that you want to be blessed by God for increasing your happiness? You should let God know, no? How will you let the God know? Only by you taking some action. I think I have poured in a lot of philosophy in this video. If it was boring, I'm so sorry. Mandala for this challenge is done. Now go ahead, recreate it, share it with me.